Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for this is your bonus love reading actually for November 2021. We're gonna jump right in here, Sagittarius, and we are going to see what is going on for you for a love for this month. But let's see here, Sagittarius. Some of you, it's like I feel like you're finally getting to a place of peace if you've gone through a breakup or a separation here. It's like you're finally maybe starting to feel better about the situation, is what your first row looks like to me. So that could be a good thing, but let's see here. Sagittarius, let's see what's going on for you. You show up as your center card as well. Yeah, you show up as the Wheel of Fortune here. So the Wheel of Fortune as your center card. The Wheel of Fortune could be your card, Sagittarius. So I feel like you're showing up in a very strong position in this reading. But you start off with the peace card here. So I feel like you're kind of feeling at peace. I get that feeling of like having more good days than bad days in general. So for some of you, again, it kind of reminds me of like after a breakup where it's like you finally, after a certain amount of time, you start finally having like, again, more good days than bad days. You start feeling a little bit better. And that's kind of like where I feel like you're at here, Sagittarius. It's like more good days than bad days in your first row. You have the Six of Cups, the Two of Swords, the Justice card, and the Five of Pentacles. So I feel like in your past, you have, or maybe you felt left out in the cold in a past love situation. Could have been with a Libra as well here. Could have been another fire sign for some of you. Could have been any sign. It's a general reading, but Libra and fire stand out to me the most here for you, Sagittarius. So I do feel that's where you could have been left out. But I feel like you're starting to take like a more balanced look at things as far as love is concerned. We actually see a ton of cards here that really represent taking a more, balanced approach to love, or taking a more balanced approach as far as like how you look at a love situation. Two of Swords here, Justice, the Ace of Swords down here, and believe it or not, even the Wheel of Fortune can kind of represent just how you look at life in general. When you take a more balanced approach, when you start looking at things in a more balanced way, usually you attract a more balanced situation into your life. I feel like that's what's happening here, Sagittarius, is because you're starting to take this more maybe like middle ground approach in life. It's probably going to be attracting someone who is more balanced, who kind of looks at things in a balanced way. And that it's like you're attracting someone who's healthy. Those are like the words that are popping into my head here, is that you're just attracting like a healthy person, someone who's like healthy, wealthy, and wise, like in all areas of life. And this is going to be very good for you here, Sagittarius. I really like it quite a bit for you. I almost feel that this is like a little bit of a gift that you are receiving from the universe. You have the Six of Cups here. The Six of Cups can represent a gift from the universe because it's kind of like it can represent a turnaround. Usually, we can get the Six of Cups, and it can represent a time where we have been bumping up against an obstacle for a very long period of time. And the Six of Cups represents the turnaround because it's like where the universe is giving us a green light. We're getting to move past a challenge or a difficulty that we've experienced. Even in your first diagonal here, apparently my camera died, so I can't show you. Sorry, Sagittarius, but in your first diagonal here, you have the Six of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Wands in your first diagonal. So I feel for a lot of you that this is kind of like saying there is a much better energy as far as like your ability to move forward in relationships here. I also feel like it's more talking about a turnaround, though. Again, Six of Cups, that Wheel of Fortune is a turnaround. You're no longer experiencing the obstacles that are in your way as far as like new love is concerned. So let's look into this here and let's see. I'm actually going to fix this camera. All right, we're back here, Sagittarius, but I just wanted to be able to switch so that I can show you here. But I do want to show you this diagonal, Six of Cups, Wheel of Fortune to the Queen of Wands. Again, very significant turnaround type of energy here. If you stay stuck, like, again, I feel like this is saying don't stay stuck this way. We have the Five of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, and the Hangman. To me, this is a stuck energy. So I feel that for the most part, this reading is more talking about needing to move towards this gift energy where the universe is giving you a green light to move forward here. It's kind of funny because I've had other readings that are set up in a very similar like way to this, if that makes sense, where the hangman is one of the outcomes. I kind of look at that as one of the outcomes, the hangman or the queen of wands. The funny thing is even if your outcome is the hangman has gained some wisdom. So, to me, is it really a bad thing if you end up in this diagonal to the hangman? Probably not, because he has gained wisdom, he has gained knowledge, he has learned something that will allow him to move forward. With the Six of Cups and the Two of Swords, you have the Three of Swords here. Like I said, I feel like some of you have experienced or have been experiencing kind of like some sort of, breakup or separation from the past. I feel like you're healing from it. Three of Swords is temporary. It's raining on the Three of Swords, and it's meant to represent the fact that a heartbreak is temporary. With the Justice card, you have the Ten of Cups, fortune after difficulty. Another kind of clue that you are receiving a gift from the universe here as far as love is concerned. But again, I feel like this gift is a green light. Like I said, the Six of Cups to me is like my green light card. It's just my card that says you can finally move past this, from a situation from the past. Or if you've been experiencing a specific obstacle, that obstacle is gone. Now it's time to move forward. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want in life. Ten of Pentacles to me is actually the best love card in the deck. So to me, the Ten of Pentacles is like the tree of life. The 10 Pentacles on the card, they line up to form the tree of life. So they line up to form something that represents like everything you desire to have in your life. Definitely a very positive energy. So I like to see that. Next, you have this "it is what it is" energy here. It's kind of funny because I feel like you're attracting a person who is like this. I feel like you're attracting a person who's like, "it is what it is." I feel like you're attracting a person who's very kind of like matter of fact, very just accepting, someone who accepts things as they are. It's kind of like a powerful position to be in. It's like they don't really like. I feel like it's the type of person who doesn't panic about anything. They don't, it doesn't really matter what's going on in their life. I feel like they're just like, it is what it is, and they kind of operate from that standpoint. We see that here with the King of Swords. You have the King of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the Five of Cups, and the Ace of Swords in this row. It's like the King of Swords is the type of person who is like, it is what it is, right? They represent someone who has a lot of knowledge, someone who has a lot of wisdom. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to here, Sagittarius. I don't attach gender to my cards. I feel like you're just attracting a person who has these traits, who, it doesn't matter what's going on in their life, doesn't matter what's going on around them. I feel like they just work with what they got. And that can be a very attractive trait, I think, at least. It's like someone who, they don't make excuses, they just kind of like do, right? So I feel like that's the type of person you could be attracting here. Some of you, by the way, if you are experiencing a divorce, there is we do see like a lot of law and order here. King of Swords is law and order. You have the Justice card, but even the Wheel of Fortune could be a turnaround. Wheel of Fortune to the Emperor could be a decision that is being made in a legal situation. And you have the Ace of Swords down here. So for those of you that are involved in something like a divorce or a separation as far as love is concerned, this could be like law and order or things balancing out in that situation. For others, I feel like you are kind of taking a more powerful position. There you go, right there, ding, right? Sagittarius, it's like you're taking a much more powerful position as far as love is concerned. I always say with the Wheel of Fortune, we want to be at the center of the wheel. The center of the wheel is where we have the most control. It's like things are always changing around us. The outside wheel here on the Wheel of Fortune, the wheel on the outside is always spinning around us. It kind of represents the fact that everything is always changing around us. But when we're at the center of the wheel, we have full control over these changes. We take advantage of them, or we kind of look at them from a better perspective, right? Going to the hangman right here. We kind of have more control in that position. And that's like where I feel like you are. It's like there are things that are happening around you. I feel like you understand that about relationships, but it's like you're in a much better position. You have the Five of Cups here and the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords could be a victory. The Five of Cups, this always reminds me, this right here is hangman energy. So again, you have this hangman in this top right corner. This to me right here is very much hangman energy. What I mean by that is the hangman, which we're going to talk about in a minute, he is making a sacrifice. He is putting himself in hangman mode And that is a sacrifice. He is sacrificing his movement. He is sacrificing his ability to move forward in the hopes that he gains some wisdom, in the hopes that he gains a new perspective so that he can accomplish his goal. We see on the world card, he is hanging like this. He has his leg behind him like this. On the world card, it's kind of like the lady looks kind of like this. It's not exactly the same, but it's like the lady and she has her leg crossed behind her. It represents the fact that he knows that the sacrifice is going to lead to the world, which is an accomplishment. And that's kind of like this right here. It's like the 5 of Cups. It's like you can be sad about making a sacrifice, and we see a sacrifice right here. On the Ace of Swords, there is a palm frond on this side of the sword here, and palm fronds in the tarot represent a sacrifice. There's an olive branch on the other side, which can represent an offer of peace, but it can also represent just abundance and like good things coming in for you. So I'm kind of seeing this. It's not 100% accurate tarot, but again, I'm seeing the combination here plus the hangman. I'm seeing that as like the same energy, if that makes sense. I'm seeing that as the same thing. It's like you're understanding that maybe you have to make some sacrifices to get something that you want. So what are you sacrificing? For some of you, I feel like this could be sacrificing something from the past. Like maybe you're still talking to a person from the past, and I feel like you're starting to understand that like if you still have this person in your energy, that it's going to prevent you from having something new in the future. So if you're in like a entanglement, a situationship, whatever the hell you want to call it, doesn't matter. Then I would say you could be cutting it out because I feel like you understand that you have to make space for something new. For others, I feel like it's something different, but we'll figure that out. King of Swords, you have the Hermit, a lot of wisdom going on here in your reading. I feel like you've learned a lot. I mean, there's a lot of learning going on here. Sagittarius, Hermit, Hangman, Ace of Swords. I mean, these are all cards of wisdom. So I feel like you've learned a lot about love, but I also feel like it is saying that you could be attracting a person who has a lot of wisdom or a person who is very wise when it comes to love. With the Wheel of Fortune, 8 of Wands, something is happening very quickly here for you, Sagittarius. To me, this is a very, very rapid change as far as love is concerned. 8 of Wands, like a quick change. With the Wheel of Fortune, it's like all of a sudden, like a very sudden type of change going on here. So for those of you that are looking for love, I feel like there is a more rapid change that is going on in your love life, and this is probably a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that. With the 5 of Cups and the Ace of Swords, 6 of Swords, like I said, moving away from a person. I feel for a lot of you, I just get this sense of like, imagine, I know I've said this to you before, Sagittarius. It's like, imagine if you were in a relationship that was like a high school sweetheart. That's a story I always get for you every single reading I do for you, Sagittarius. It's like, I'm not saying that you're still with your high school sweetheart, but what I am saying is that I feel like some of you, it's like you could have a person who is like a high school sweetheart. You could have a person that reminds you of a high school sweetheart or something like that, or it's that type of love, right? And I feel like some of you, it's like you could be cutting that out, but there's something that just isn't right about it. So if you're walking away from a person, I feel like it just isn't right, plain and simple. For others, I feel like you could still be talking to a person that you are also walking away from here with this energy. Next, you have this Butterfly Garden card. I kid you not, Sagittarius, every single person, every single sign has had significant change energy going on in their readings. So clearly, it's probably astrological for the month of November. Frequently in these readings, there is usually some sort of like collective energy that is going on. So I feel like collectively, for pretty much everyone, but definitely for you, it's kind of like there's a transformation going on as far as love is concerned. Whenever this happens, and the other thing that I find very interesting is almost every single sign has either had the Emperor or the Hierophant showing up in their readings. So it's like, why is this important? Well, to me, this says that there could be some sort of change that is going on more in the kind of like globally. What I mean by that is it's like there could be like a change going on that we see. Like, and what do I mean by that? It's like, well, maybe we see a change happening in on the news, or maybe the government comes out with some sort of truth or something like that. I'm not saying like that, but to me, the Hierophant, the Emperor, it's like there's something changing here, and I can't quite put my finger on it if I'm being honest with you. Sagittarius, but it's like, there could be some sort of change coming out where and it could be making people have a realization about relationships here. I'm not really sure what the connection is, but I don't know. I mean, I think coronavirus did this in a lot of ways, right? I feel like and maybe it's not true for everyone, but I feel like coronavirus for a lot of people, I feel like people are like, man, I don't have security. I want security, right? Or something like that. And I feel like it could have brought that up in people. And again, I don't think it's true for everyone, but I feel like some people are like, I don't want to be alone if this ever happens again, right? So, I feel like it's kind of changed people's perspective, and that's what's going on here. We have the Hangman. Hangman is a change in perspective. So I feel like that there could be something else that is going on that is making you have a change in perspective. It could be these supply chain issues. I don't know. I went to the store today and there was nothing on the shelves. So, like, I don't know what's going on, but maybe you're like, you know what? I might want a person who knows how to grow their own food or something like that. I'm not trying to get all conspiracy theory on you here, Sagittarius. It's not like that. That's not what I'm saying. It's not going to be true for everyone, right? I always have people coming out of the woodwork. I'm like, how dare you say this? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God, please. This is just a video. I'm like broadcasting. I'm talking to a bajillion people right now, right? Um, but what I am saying is, like, some of you, that might be the case here, and I don't judge. I don't care what you believe, right? So, it might be the total opposite for some of you. But what I would say is that for some of you, it's like maybe those things are becoming important. For others, it could be something different. You could be the whole thing with the Hangman is that you could be valuing something like totally differently because of a change in perspective. You might start valuing education. Like maybe you've never cared if a person is educated or not. Maybe now you do. Maybe there's like some other preference that's changing, but my whole point is that here in this row, I feel that it's almost like a preference is the thing that is changing for you, or you're just seeing something as more valuable than not. And again, that's probably a good thing. Again, I feel like you're going to be attracting someone into your life very easily. Queen of Wands says you're very attractive at this time, so love it, Sagittarius. But let's see, where is this row going for you here, Sag? With the Hangman, you have the Five of Wands here. Conflict again. I'm not trying to get all conspiracy theory here on you, but again, I was getting something about conflict or something like that, bringing this up. And again, it could be any conflict at all, period, in your life. But I do feel that there is some sort of change that is making you, that could be kind of making you look at love in a different way. It could be making you look for a certain type of relationship in a certain way. And again, there's nothing wrong with this. I think this is something that you have always wanted, but it's probably like, I feel like some sort of outside catalyst is the thing that is making you have the realization. Again, I think this is true for pretty much everyone, but it's more true for you. You're the only sign that actually has had a message where I really feel like there's like an external catalyst that brings something outside of you here as far as your preference is concerned in people. Weird message, I'm not gonna lie, Sagittarius, but again, we all have preferences, right? Let's not pretend we don't. And so I feel like we all have preferences, but there's something that is bringing this preference outside of you. And like I said, this isn't something, it's not opportunistic, right? This is a preference you've always had. I just think that maybe you're realizing that you value certain things in people, and maybe your past relationships haven't kind of, had this preference or whatever. Like I said, weird message. I can't even clarify it. It's not coming in very clearly, but it's there. With the Emperor, you have the Judgment card. Again, waking up to something here. Judgment is a wake-up call. Like I said, there's clearly something that is kind of giving you this wake-up call. And with the with the Queen of Wands, you have the Hangman. Like I said, some sort of change here. Again, if you're attracting, I feel like you're attracting a person into your life. Could be a Pisces for some of you that you're attracting. Could be any sign. You have Virgo. Could be a Virgo as well. Could be an Aries. Could be an Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo with the Wheel of Fortune here. So it could be any sign, but pretty weird reading. And like I said, I do feel like there could be some external things that are going on in your life that are kind of making you look at relationships differently. It's kind of hard to verbalize as well because, again, it's going to be different for all of you. We're all different. We're not all the same. And I'm reading for like a billion of you. So, I feel like some of us might see certain traits as more valuable than others in a person. The fact that you're getting clear on it, though, is a good thing. I think when we're very clear on what we want to attract into our life, then we can get it. It's pretty good reading, though. There's definitely love coming in for you here. And I feel like you're kind of waking up to what you want with this Judgment card. So I like it, Sag. So thank you for being here, Sagittarius. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.